Oh my God, 28.
Live, la 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 live, la 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 live. It about at that time. Yeah. So Palate, so Palate.
Oh my gosh, have you been watching? Oh wait, I always do this. Hi y'all.
I know, right? We always get the intro. Okay, hey guys, welcome to another episode of Soul Palate.
We are here. We are back. My name is Kapri.
I'm Dee, and Soul Palate is a podcast, two black women tasting spirits, normalizing the black and brown palate while talking about things happening in our lives, happening around the world, happening in the food and beverage industry, and yeah, all that good shit. So welcome to another episode. Yes. We're not counting anymore. Yes. We're just, it's another episode.
It's another. And another
welcome.
One, and another one. You're going to see the number when it's on the screen.
There we go. Exactly.
Period. But have you been noticing these Megan Thee Stallion videos where she is doing these TikTok videos? Mm-hmm. It's pretty much a compilation of just like random shit she's doing, but she puts like a voiceover on it.
No.
Oh my God.
Okay, I saw one of them.
Did you see the hot girl summer one where she's like, I'm on a diet and she's going around the house throwing people's food down?
No, okay, that's what I did not see that one. I saw one that she was talking about like a trip she had just went on
the boat.
Yes, and I just remember I didn't have the sound on. I saw her twerking and shit, doing this, just popping back and forth between different videos.
The sound.
So then I finally turned the sound and I was like, oh. I'm expecting it to be a song or something.
Right?
Like, no, her ass is.
I'm talking. Hey y'all, I just went on the best trip of my life because you know a girl can't swim.
Yes, I heard that, but I was like, bitch, I can rewind this.
Oh my gosh! So
I like that little voiceover shit. I might try that one of these days.
It's really
maybe
cute.
That's how I'll do my tasting notes.
I just don't want. The only thing about reels is just the cutting down of
the chopping
parts and make sure they hit the right things. And that's like I just want to do one video. It's done.
Yeah,
and then I put a voiceover.
It's a lot.
You know, I've done a voiceover once. But it was just a streamlined video. I wasn't cutting and pasting and shit like that.
It's definitely a lot to chop and time stuff.
Right.
So.
But shouts out to her. She made her bread.
Yes.
About to do that VR concert she about to do.
Oh, she doing something in the metaverse?
It's like, I think it's like 10 different cities. Oh. And I think you go to some kind of theater and they sit you into a VR experience. And it's like, she taped this whole concert experience in VR. So you sit with this fucking thing. I guess it's gonna feel like you in front of me.
Is it like I was gonna say? Is it like she's basically rapping to you? Because I don't get the appeal.
I don't know.
I don't know. Spread less diseases that way. I guess I don't know. I'm not into it. I just want to get back to normal human interaction.
We won't. And
I'm at the point now where I'm like craving social time. Like I feel like I've just been super like work, home.
Yeah.
Like barely really socializing or anything because I just don't feel like getting the Rona right now. Especially before going to Mexico because I was like, I'm not getting the Rona before Mexico.
Right.
Because I had to get a negative test result coming back. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, now I'm just like, I'm getting antsy. But I also don't want to be in crowds. And it's a conundrum.
Well, it's sounding like a house event.
Basically. But I want to be outside. I'm trying to be outside. Like, I'm always in the house. I can entertain all day. Like, I want to be outside. So I'm just going to have to risk it, basically.
I mean, that's what it's given for the world. I mean, that's
everybody's risking it at this point.
You know, I'm no longer wearing a mask at work. You know, I still got my tests I do in the house, but it's just like,
I got my test too.
If you get it in the house for 5 days, you got to suck it up. Like it's to the point of like, this is literally, you're sick for this long.
Yeah.
Wait till your symptoms are done. Go back out there. Like it's never gonna go away at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna stop happening. It's not gonna be like we're gonna be 80 and be like, oh shit, bitch, you got the Rona again. Like it's gonna be that.
Bitch, you got the Rona again.
Oh, girl, stay in the house. You know what you need to do.
Like, I'm waiting for it to just not spread like wildfire. Like that's the part that's irritating me. Cause like the flu don't be there. There are heavier seasons. Right. There's flu season.
I mean,
right?
the flu comes around heavy every year.
Yeah, but it happens like once a fucking year. Whereas the Rona is like 365. We have to keep hearing about this shit. We keep worrying about testing and doing like all this extra shit. Like I'm just over all the stress and anxiety around it. Now they trying to force people to do these booster shots and shit and all this other stuff. It's too much.
Yeah, I don't even think about the Rona anymore. I know that's crazy. I mean, I do. Like in the case of
like because it affects travel so much.
Yeah, it does. Internationally, it does.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
domestically is not a major thing, which the anxiety of that part has eased for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the international. I'm an international bitch. I'm not trying to stay in the U.S. all year long.
Right.
Like, I'm trying to get back out in these fucking European streets. Like, so yes, I'm trying to be on beaches and shit. And I'm not a fan of American ones. So
that's real.
Yeah,
Hollywood wasn't so bad though.
No, Hollywood wasn't bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Hollywood was not bad.
Yeah.
Actually, now I think about it, I just know I need to have my fucking lawn chair and shit. Like,
just in general, I need to travel with fucking beach chairs.
Or just I need to be booking places that have that shit. Because I don't want to carry that shit. I don't want to lug it. I don't want to.
That's true.
I need, or get the cheap joints from Walmart and just leave them and call it a day. There's that too, but probably cheaper than renting them.
That's real. That's true. It's definitely cheaper to rent them.
Yeah.
Bitch, that's for sure.
This shit is crazy.
Well, okay, what do we got tasted today?
Okay, y'all. So we are tasting through some different expressions from the Starlight Distillery. What is it? Starlight Distillery? Something Hubert something, but
no,
it is Starlight Distillery. Okay, perfect. Starlight Distillery. I think they're based in what? Indiana? That's the Indiana on the back.
I think so.
Yes, they are in Indiana. We do a lot of barrel. We as in Seelbach do a lot of barrel releases with them. Not even just for ourselves, but picked from other people and stuff. So, I got 3 Seelbach picks up here, all different, and then I've got a Fred Minnick pick, and we've got a Cognac Finish Bourbon Women's Society pick.
Nice.
So yes, they're all very different. I started with our standard bourbon. Slowly removes rum from table. So we've got a standard single barrel, no special finish. Then we've got a rum barrel finish bourbon. We've got a cognac finish bourbon. We've got a Tokaji. Make sure I'm saying that right. Tokaji barrel finished bourbon. And we've got a Amburana barrel finished bourbon.
I love me an Amburana.
So this was my first introduction to anything finished in an Amburana barrel, which is based out of Brazil, y'all. So I'm gonna look up the Tokaji.
I only know Amburana in terms of Ava cachaça. They do an Amburana finished or Amburana aged cachaça.
Really?
It's fucking delicious. Ava has a really awesome lineup.
That sounds fucking delicious.
It really is.
Okay, so now I want to try a damn Amburana barrel finished. Did you try that in the States?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I might try to see if I can get that from a distillery. I mean, a distributor. Tokaji.
Yes.
Yeah, Tokaji.
Honestly, I can just get you in touch with the owner.
Yes, please.
Because y'all don't have any cachaça at.
No.
That might be kind of cool.
It really could be. Because people love the Clarine.
I mean, you know.
Hey. Oh, here we go.
That's true.
Barrel shops. I just want some tasting situations. I don't know. Extra shit.
What's it from?
Tokaji barrels. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Well, first let's do our first taste.
Yes, let's do it.
And then we'll get into this. Because
that's later
as we talk, I'll do my research.
All right.
So this first one is a single barrel bourbon. I think we released this one 2021.
Okay.
It is 4 years old. The mash is 51-20-29. So 51 corn, 20% rye. Yeah, definitely for sure. 20% malted barley, 9% wheat.
Oh, okay, nice.
Ooh, char 3 on the barrel, 53 gallon.
I get lemon oil.
Yeah, actually, very bright.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm trying to get past it. Come on, love it.
The oak and the lemon is like really in the front.
That corn happened too.
Maybe that's that number 3 char situation.
Oh,
I get rock cacao too.
A little bit. Wow,
I gotta really get past that lemon to find it.
Once I said it, it's like I can't even get past it. Like, is it me? I was cleaning earlier. No, I'm cool.
No, it's a whiskey for sure.
Wow.
Look at the color on that one.
It's giving gold.
It's definitely giving deep gold, medium gold.
Medium gold? It's kind of bright.
Yeah.
And we're looking through a light too, Robert.
Yes. not Robert. Not even Rob. We get that man Robert. The firm.
The firm.
The
whole
firm
thing. Look. That's the
Hard ert.
All right, here we go.
Wow. Very different palate from the nose.
That's tasty.
Very much so.
This is what I love bourbon.
It's like rich. Like. It's like...
there's herbal things happening.
There's definitely some herbal shit happening.
I'm definitely going to put some water in it. It's a little hot for me.
For sure. I want some too.
Yeah, I feel like the alcohol is just...
Thank you. Yeah, the proof is 115.4.
Oh. That's not bad. We've been doing good.
Yes, it's not. I've been staying away from the 130s, the 150s.
Jesus.
The hazmat barrels. God. Open up that nose to more chocolate.
A lot more chocolate. The lemon's almost gone.
It brought that chocolate to the forefront way more than before.
Yeah. And a bit cinnamon, too. Okay.
Yeah. Cinnamon on the palate, too. Cinnamon, like powder, though, not the bark. Because it's given, like, that kind of dryness of a powder.
It's so dry. I kind of lost the herbaceousness with the water. Ooh, it feels stronger.
Is there a little bit still, like... And I don't even know what herb I'm thinking of. I don't know if it's giving me like thyme, maybe tarragon. I'd have to like have the actual. That, though. But it's in that family. It's not rosemary.
I still taste it. No, it's nothing like that strong.
And it's not pungent like a dill.
Nope. Definitely giving thymish for sure. Yeah, tarragon like.
I like it though. Water or not?
I think I liked it better before.
Better without the water on the palate.
Yeah, I agree.
That is interesting.
It is.
Well, we've been traveling, y'all.
Yes, we have.
We have been on the move, which is why we didn't have an episode out this past Thursday.
But yeah. Look, honestly, y'all, get used to it. Because we just some traveling bitches, period. So
and that's not about to slow down anytime soon.
So we are as consistent as we can be. If we can do a show together if we're traveling together, that's awesome. But
yeah, for sure.
At the end of the day, babies, you'll get the catch up. You'll get the catch up, And the mustard.
We should try to get an episode in like at the hotel or something in Oregon. That could be.
We could try. Fun. Yeah, I think there's definitely time somewhere.
I'll bring everything when we'll have like a spare 2 hours or whatever to like trap it out. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Even if it's something like shorter and sweet, like tasting 2 bottles or whatever, but do a catch up with y'all. But yes, Kapri has been in Vegas.
Yes.
And I've been in Mexico.
Yes.
But I want to get into this Vegas trip because I was supposed to go, y'all. I was supposed to go. But then it clashed with my wife's birthday.
It did.
And I was determined to get her out of the country. If it was domestic, I could have made it work.
It's fuck to get to Vegas.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I was going to try to take me and Ra from Mexico to Vegas instead of home.
Yeah.
But it was going to cost too fucking much.
No, it was so expensive. Like, looking for flights was like 1,000 here. I'm like... To get to the middle of y'all tripping.
Yeah.
Middle of damn but I made it, y'all. I made it. So I was honored to be able to speak twice at Bar and Restaurant Expo.
Nice.
My first seminar was named Building Strong Teams for Operational Success. What I really talked about was how to build a strong team, why that's important, things to focus on. So talked about focusing on your hospitality aspect, knowledge growing, and skill-based learning. And it was great. The room literally was packed to the point that people were sitting on the floor.
I love that.
And it was a big room, y'all. I'm thinking like 100 maybe plus or so people, like over 100 people. So it was just really beautiful.
Was it interactive? Like
it was interactive. It was absolutely interactive. I, stopped for questions or comments. I learned some stuff. Like people, like once again, like so to give reference to the actual conference, this used to be called Nightclub and Bar Show, and it was geared towards owners. And so this is still the crowd that you have where like lots of owners are coming. So there were questions.
Dope, though.
Yeah, there were questions that I couldn't answer. Right, that I couldn't answer because it's like I haven't been an owner before, so like this was all based off of like what I've seen work. Yeah. But people still learned from it, and we learned from each other in the crowd. It was really great. There were some questions that other people could answer that I couldn't, and I also learned from that too. And it was really great. Like one of the things I was talking about was weekly classes. I really believe in having weekly, and I'm trying to get it done allegory. We were doing it, and now we're not doing it. Motherfuckers is tired, I guess. But getting able to meet weekly so that you can go over core standards, learn new skills, do some education, just get on one page. And so one person was like, okay, well, you know, we're understaffed. People are working 40, 50 hours. Like, how do you get people to come in? Like, where do you, like, how do you, what's the incentives? And we talked about that. And one person said, or no, I was also talking about testing, or like testing your skill. Like if you're learning something throughout the week, how to test. And they were like, how do you make a test not feel like a test? And somebody was like, what they do at their place is like whoever gets the highest score, or whoever like shows that they learned the most, they'll name something on the menu for them.
I like that.
Which is really cute, right? So now you like, when you're selling stuff, you're like, yeah, that's my name, da 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 da. So I love that.
But I mean, that's an interesting question of like, how do you give people incentive? Sometimes it's maybe not even about giving someone incentive when it, well, because I'm thinking just from like previous jobs that I've had. I've worked in jobs both behind the bar and like also even taking it back to like when I was a lifeguard.
Yeah.
Weekly training and weekly like those type of meetings were mandatory.
Yeah.
It's not like an option. If you want to continue to work here, you have to stay on top of the information that's being put out.
Period.
And you have to know these things in order for us to stay, like you said, on one page. So fucking incentive sometimes. Like if you don't have an incentive to offer it, then you really just need to allocate that time within the week where whether it's before a shift or whatever, and those people come in for that couple of hours and they go home.
Right.
Like you just gotta make it do what it do for real if you care about that. It eventually it's gonna become so much a part of the routine, just like regular scheduling is.
Yeah.
That I feel like people are gonna get used to that. One, that also appreciate the information, especially if it's helping them make more money.
Right.
And feel, you know, more equipped to move forward in their careers and da-da-da-da. Like the incentive in itself, when you're teaching them something and you're not charging them, you're also paying them to be there and learn it. That's incentive in itself. For me, like, I take free information.
Period.
Train me. Like, I like that type of shit.
So at the end of the day, you know, like, I have to remember that there are people that are in the industry who are really just doing this as pastime, right? Like, that is
it's not a career thing for everybody.
Yeah, so, like, free education doesn't matter. But I was like, I mean, do a thing where you
but if this is going to be your job, even if it's in that moment, that's your place of business.
Right.
You're not coming there to not make the money.
As a leader, as an owner, take two people that you believe in, that you think could do better. If you could show them a little bit more, bring them to these conferences.
Yeah.
Show them what the world is outside of this building. You know, so we talked a lot about that. That was awesome. My second was a panel, and it was called The Next Generation of Hospitality. And we pretty much just talked about what's been lost and what can be done to bring it back. And that was really great. And we just talked a lot about just believing in a team, right? Like why it's important as leaders to really show that you trust who's underneath you and not underneath you, but like who's a part of your team, and, you know, just what it means to engage in that. We also talked about like practical things and all that stuff, but it was really awesome. And that also filled up the room. It wasn't as full as my first one, but it still filled up.
It was filled, yeah.
What I loved the most is that people came up to me even throughout the conference in different areas and was just like, your conversation is super dope. I even got somebody told me that was like, honestly, the rest of this shit is fucking corporate bullshit, and yours was super relatable. When
Love it. I really wish
like,
I was there.
You know, it was great, and I was like, oh, thank you. Like that was like, because I was nervous. I was like, I feel like I'm just talking to a room of vets, and they already know this shit. But like, I always have to remember, maybe they don't. Maybe they forgot it.
And you have a unique perspective,
right? So it was really awesome. Outside of that, I just spent all my time with beautiful Black people, and we like ate dinner. Of course, one of the best places for me is motherfucking Herbs and Rye. And we'll talk about that later. Herbs and Rye, every night, every time, you gotta go. Like, best fucking food, great cocktails, like, great service and hospitality. So, like, they did an event on the first day, and it was, I don't even know what the event was, but we were there, and it was, like, kind of like an opening party almost. And so it was, like, I walked in, and Natalie, like the owner of Herbs and Rye, was like, yo, and I was like, I didn't know you knew me. Yeah. I didn't have a time for the whole night.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Bitch,
like,
that's how life is meant to be lived.
I was
honey.
like, wow. Like, that was really felt really good to be recognized like that. And I'm always stunned that type of shit happens. But outside of that, we just like danced. I got a hookah spot lounging. Like we were looking cute, shaking our asses. Witnessed Josh won Bartender of the Year. Josh of Davis of Brown and Balance. Like it was just good Black people energy, child, and we had a great time. I slept a little bit. A little bit.
I definitely got me a little bit of good sleep in Mexico.
But it was great. I mean, you know, I saw people I wanted to see. Went to a place called Las Perras Distillery, which was super awesome. If you're ever in Vegas, do the experience. Like, it is like no other. And they really care about what they're doing there, which is really great, you know, for anything. So, yeah, yes. I had a great time.
I may be, just depending on what my mother-in-law decides. Child.
Yeah.
Because her birthday's at the end of July.
Yeah.
So it is possibly going to clash with Tails a little bit, but I'm not missing Tails. So I have to figure out where, depending on the date she picks, I can fit in like a couple days maybe in Vegas.
Right.
And then, you know, to New Orleans or whatever, or vice versa, just depending on how it shakes out. But
right.
Hopefully they don't clash at all if she picks some dates that I can fucking make work.
Right.
But we shall see. But she wants to do her birthday in Vegas, so at least that's what she said. Now she's changing it. I don't know. If it's Vegas, though, I'm going to try to make a distillery run of it. So
yes,
we shall see. Either way, I'm determined to go to Vegas this year. I don't know when. But that has just been on my soul. I want to go to Vegas. I don't know what it is. Something in the water. People want to go to Vegas for their birthdays.
Right? I'm like,
I don't know if it's, I just want to be like where the city doesn't sleep. Maybe that's what it is for me because it was either Vegas or New York. Neither city sleeps.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm also mostly leaning towards New York now, though. Because I've never done New York for my birthday. And I've never done New York, like, in the heat of the summer. Like, except for when I did bar methods. And I had such a good time. Yeah. I love being out all the streeteries when I don't have to wear a jacket and all that. Like, so, either way.
That's
Vegas is still on my list to go to this year, though. So, hopefully somebody makes it easy for me and does their birthday there.
That's real.
So I don't have to think about it.
That's real.
After you told me about that experience, now I want to do it.
No, I think so the first time I went, I was like, this was nice, but I don't really care for it. This time being with industry people, it definitely helped me to like, be like, oh, okay, like I can really do shit out there.
Mm-hmm. And I kind of, that's more of the experience that I want as opposed to like, because I've already done the casinos and the
hotels,
bouncing back and forth
like,
between the hotels and the restaurants. And
don't get me wrong though, that night, I'm like, wow, I don't think I've ever seen a nightclub this fucking big. Like it was called
I've
the
never
Omnia.
done a nightclub in Vegas.
Oh my God, it was huge. I was and like, if I was like really trying to be in my shit, I would have been like, fucking like, yeah. But I was like, I'm not really feeling the club right now. Like, I want something smaller. I want something cute. I can still shake my ass on a corner.
I'm
but like
more of like a lounge person. But I do kind of want to experience one good
bitch. When I say
all out club night, but I need a table.
Fuck.
Like, I'm not standing up with Gin Pop. I can't.
Big ass fuck. Yeah, I got to twerk my ass at the table real quick.
Yes.
Before they switched over. Because they were doing, so the party experience is, ooh, bitch. Let me talk about this real quick. So, first off, the tickets I got free tickets. I got free passes for Bar and Restaurant Expo. But they are not motherfucking cheap. Like, they were not. I think they were like 600 or something.
For the expo.
For like education and all that stuff. I think. And at least that's when I was looking at it. I was like, is this like 6? And then I didn't pay attention.
See, I want to experience it,
but
we need to be speaking every year because.
But on top of that, if you wanted to party and have party experiences, you paid extra. I don't even know how much they were.
Because you
paid extra. Because I technically had passes, but other people, but you didn't need them. You could just walk in. I might have to bleep
this part out. I'm not trying to share that trade secret. Just in case they peep.
It was like, we just walked in. Like, there was the first one, and Frank was just like, we was looking at the line. He was like, oh, we don't want to do this shit. Like, we really don't want to do this shit.
Yeah.
And we was looking. He was like, yeah, we're a part of the Platinum. We just saw a sign that said Platinum. He was like, yeah, we're part of Platinum. He was like, oh, okay. Go around here. Then somebody came over and was like, we're part of Platinum, the event that's already inside. He was like, oh, follow me. Went straight through an empty line. They checked their IDs. That was it. Walked in. I was like, what the fuck? I was like,
all you need is confidence in life. Confidence and conviction.
Then we got tickets for the second one. Never needed our tickets. Didn't even need to show them. They just was like, just stand in the line that said Platinum. Just stand. Show your ID and you're in.
I love
but
it.
these parties were ghetto. Because the party's supposed to go from 9 to fucking 11.
They didn't check the tickets. You knew it was ghetto.
Bitch, it's supposed to go from 9 to motherfucking 11. They stopped or run out of alcohol by 10:15, 10:30.
They did that shit on purpose so they clean up could be
the second
earlier.
party, the DJ packed up his shit at motherfucking 10:25.
I think the DJ's supposed to play till they get y'all out the space.
Bitch, and I mean quick. Headphones off.
Damn.
I was like, that nigga's leaving. This is a playlist.
He had another party to go to.
Something.
He had something else to DJ.
But I'm just like, all that money y'all getting.
My man triple book.
For real, what you could do, if you get more money, you can get smaller motherfucking, because Omnia is big as fuck. So it's like, for me, I'm thinking you probably paying for that 2 hours, slap down 20 grand. Maybe. Yeah. Like, it was so big, you're probably doing more than that. So it's like, for me, it's just like, get a smaller place that's going to be able get more sponsors to give you more alcohol. There's thousands of people here. And so that the alcohol doesn't fucking run out.
Yes, and there's apparently a lot going on distillery-wise in Vegas. So pull on your local people if you must. It doesn't have to be large brands. It have to be the Bacardis and Diageos and the fucking...
But I did meet a guy who can probably hook us up with some BIPOC on wines out in California.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
That we could taste on the show. He was
always here for that.
Yeah, he was really excited about what we do. But yeah, so it's just like...
I've been trying to figure out the best time to have some wines there too. Obviously when we have Erica on, but I've been wanting to do some wines.
Yes, definitely.
It's just that's not going to be as easy for me to curate. We kind of need a wine person to curate that for us.
And she would. You remember we were doing chocolate? Do you remember that? TXOKLI. Do you remember that word? And we were like, well, how do you say that?
I do remember the word, but I don't remember why or where we were figuring that out.
So she was the first person. She poured me a chocolate wine. Remember, I was like, I heard this before. I don't remember what it was. She hit me up. She's like, I watched the show. It was me, girl. Remember we tasted? I was like, I forget. So yeah, shout out to Erica.
Yes, shout out to you, girl. Leo.
Because you know I don't retain wine information as well as I should. I really don't. Like,
I try to. It just depends on how nuanced it is.
I'm just like, meh. I know what I like.
If I come across it at least twice, I can retain it.
Yeah.
If I only come across it once, it's probably gone.
I came
unless it just made that big of an impression on me.
Still just kind of like, and especially at Allegory, we have a Chardonnay, we have a Pinot Noir, and we have a Cava. Like, I'm not doing no wine education in that bitch at all. You know, but when I had a place that did more of that, we did that type of shit. But yeah. So that was my trip, y'all. We can go into the second ship.
We're going to our second sip.
And then we'll talk about
Mexico Mexicano. I was drinking only tequila for 5 days. It was crazy. So our second sip, y'all, is also a single barrel pick from Seelbach, but this bourbon was finished in rum barrels.
Okay.
This one is a little lower proof, 112 proof. It was aged for a total of 4 years and 6 months.
Okay.
So 4 years in a standard bourbon barrel, or oak barrel, with a mash of 51% corn, 20% rye, 20% wheat, 9% malted barley. So that malted barley and those wheat ratio is actually flipped for this one. And then 6 months in a Jamaican rum barrel for Tell you what, I've been sitting here smelling this for a minute. Yes. That sweet is like right there in the front. Yeah. And it's light funk. Very light.
Well, that's what I'm saying. When you said Jamaican, I like, wanted a little bit more. There's herbaceousness.
There's a little tiny hint of funky, but not crazy.
Yeah.
Like they had to tell me that it was finished in Jamaican barrels for me to realize that it was funk that I was getting and not like something else.
Yeah. Hear the music.
Am I getting any fruit?
I hear music in the streets.
This day. Yeah. Capri got a different type of playlist every time I come in this week. You walk into my house, it's either neo soul or like all the way trapped out. Or all the way 80s hip hop, you fucking with raw.
That's true.
But it's like consistent across the board. No, Capri listens to everything and it's so great. It's a different, it goes from Afro beats to fucking 70s realness, disco vibes. It could be neo soul-y, it could be whatever that pop jazz genre is that exists now. Like, it's always something different, and it's always a vibe each time. Though I'm never mad at it. I'm never mad at it because it's stuff I won't listen to at home, so it gets me hip to shit I wouldn't really come across.
Sometimes it could be just black women just talking like all the
talking their shit. It can be something that's a good twerk. It just depends.
Yeah,
but it's always different every time. It's a different vibe every time.
Yeah, it is. I'm always like, what do I want to listen to? I just never. It's always It's hard to figure out what I want to listen to, but as soon as I put it on, I'm like, that was it.
That's the thing for me. It's always hard for me to decide what I'm going to listen to. So I just played whatever my recently played was. And then every once in a while, that recently played changes. True. And so that's the rotation. But
when I can't decide, I just go to my liked list because I like. If I'm listening to like new things, I'll listen to like Discover Weekly or something like that so that I can hear new stuff.
Yeah,
I'll listen to like random ass radios so I can hear new stuff. And I just like stuff. And then when I can't think about something, I go back to the like list. I'm like, shit, like, bitch, it's a good ass song. It's good. First off, the playlist is hitting because all these songs are good. So.
Exactly. I'll go to the curated like playlist or whatever, Apple Music and Tidal, and just let the shit play through, and then I'll save to my library the stuff I like. And so that's how the new stuff makes it in.
And then sometimes I'll go through that, and then if I like a song, I'm like, oh, I'm really feeling this. I'll go to that radio.
And I'll go to the album and see what else might I like from the album. Because sometimes the curated joints, they'll pick a song that's more like radio friendly or like that's what people are streaming at the time, and I don't always go with what people are streaming at the time. So I'll go to the album, like if I like something I heard or whatever, it'll make me go to the album and see what I might like better.
Oh, nice! I
might like
that
just
idea.
as much. So
I definitely need to check out people's album more. I'm always like, I should hear more of this, and I never do it. I
force myself to listen in the car.
Oh, true.
Because in the car is the best place.
And I say force is real because I am like. I don't know. I haven't been able to sit through an album in a while.
I'm so Leo where everything is routine for me, and if I like it, I'll just go to what I already know I like. I don't need the suspense of trying to figure out if I like it. I'll just go with what I have, like a top 500 list of songs that like the stuff that gets the most play in my overall library populates into my top 500 songs. Yeah, I'll let that sometimes just play on shuffle and remind myself of the shit I've listened to over the years.
What about butter? Any like butter?
It's absolutely brown butter.
Yeah.
Very like savory. It's been in a pan butter.
Literally. Oh, I love that
and that
smell.
Smells great. I was going to
say,
it smells so good.
Now I'm getting the funk a little bit.
It's got the funk.
To me. Yeah, it took a while. Okay, here we go.
Wow. Now I have to pair this side by side with the rye. We got 2 rum barrel finished ryes from Starlight.
This is the rye.
No, this is the bourbon.
This is the bourbon.
This just came in.
Okay.
We had 2 releases where it was rye.
And
it was a lot spicier. This is,
very tasty.
It's very tasty. It's giving bourbon. I get a little vanilla.
I think there's dill on the end. Like, wait.
That's what that is. It's a little menthol at the tail end of the finish.
Yeah.
In the very back of my tongue, it's like I've been sucking on like a peppermint or spearmint or something.
I don't know really what to pull out. My mouth is hot.
Definitely some heat.
But
I get black pepper.
I'm scared to do water because I didn't like the water in the first one, but I'm going to do
like 2 drops.
1, 2.
There we go.
So pretty. Drops are pretty.
They are.
Especially when they're slow-mo. Do 15.
15 drops.
I'm going to do 1,700.
Ooh, that's a good one to do like a slow-mo of like doing the droplet into the...
Well, I really enjoy your slow-mo pours.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's something new I've been playing with. I'm just playing with your Instagram at this point, y'all. I've been so uninspired. I'm just playing with stuff. Look at it pour.
Ooh. Yeah, it feels like
look
that.
Look at the label. Look at the bottle.
Look at my nails.
How it looks in my hand. I was just gonna say, look at how the label matches my ombre.
Yeah. You let me go. You know I don't even go out of my comfort zone like this. This really went out of my comfort zone with my nails.
You know what? It's been so long since I've done like designs and stuff with my nails. Because in college, designs all the time. I did leopard print. I did stripes. I did polka dots. I did everything.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really done any of that since I graduated college.
Right.
But I was like, ombre is cute.
It's really nice. It's really nice. The man that did mine, he was really trying to put gold on all of them. Like, he was like, it looks like money. It looks like money. And I was like,
also money doesn't need gold on everything, sweet pea.
Yeah. So
I like the way you did it.
Yeah.
It's tasteful.
But child,
it's like I'm here for a good time. But not all the time.
Literally. But I'm here for a good time all the time, so.
Literally.
But tastefully.
Literally. But tastefully.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I don't know what your 15 drops did, but my little 2 drops. Open it up a little bit. I'm down to invest a third. Let's see.
It's hard to pull something out here. Maybe some pepper.
The carefulest of drops. I definitely was getting black pepper.
Yeah.
I was definitely getting black pepper even before the water.
But I know I'm drinking it. Shit, look, it's going.
Mm-hmm. It's an easy drink for sure. It's an easy sip. I'm getting a little bit of that leather.
There's something chalky about it.
Yeah. It definitely dries out as it sits on your tongue.
Yeah.
It's definitely not bad. I'll tell you what, though. Starlight's consistent.
Yeah.
Starlight is fucking consistent.
That's good, though.
They are very consistent, which is why they sell a lot. Mm-hmm. And why them pallets be so goddamn big when we get our shipments. Because Blake just orders crazy amounts of shit. But it sells, goddamn it. So there we go. Their double oaked is really good too. They have an American double oaked and a French double oaked.
Yeah.
Very different. So maybe that'll be one of our ones too. Next episode, we need to do the fucking sherry.
Oh,
we gotta do sherry.
We have to do it.
Because we cannot neglect our listeners who actually made a request.
Maybe I could ask if I could just take it from Allegory.
Yes, you keep me posted on that. Also,
every shift I'm just
I'm gonna see what distributors will let me order something by the bottle. I might see what I can get from Prestige, just because we order enough shit from them. They might work with me on that.
Okay, cool.
So I'll see what we can get, at least wholesale, if nothing else.
Or maybe I can talk to
retail.
Let me see if I get some email or something. When we get off of here, make sure I send a message.
Okay. Yes. Note, send a message.
Period. It's just all about the initial message. You just gotta
get the ball rolling. That's what it is. It's getting the ball rolling.
Yeah, that's it.
Like shit. Okay. So Mexico was great.
Okay.
So y'all, I surprised me. Well, if you would listen to previous episodes, I had already let the cat out the bag. Thankfully, she hadn't listened. Thankfully, but partially, I should punch her in your face. She hadn't listened because she should be listening.
Oh,
but true. Whatever. So we went to Mexico. We went to Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
Which is a great time. I will absolutely be fucking back.
Okay.
We cooked literally the morning that we were leaving. Because my mother had got there first and like bought a couple things or whatever just to make sure we had some stuff in there to make.
Yeah.
We ate out every fucking day, every night.
That's real.
Oh, it's my favorite thing ever.
Yes.
I don't want to go on vacation and cook anymore. I don't. Not unless we're like domestic and it's like everyone's staying pretty much in the house the whole time or whatever. That's different. But for her birthday, I didn't feel like cooking. I wasn't about to ask nobody else to cook. I just felt like it.
I don't want to cook home, so I definitely don't be wanting to cook.
I cook so much at home that I was like, on vacation, I don't feel like doing that shit.
Yeah, that's real.
And so, the perfect fucking place in Mexico to eat out.
Yeah.
And to eat out at a great price. I mean, we already know, like, the conversion rate is what it is, like, when it comes to pesos versus dollars. But just the amount of pesos they were charging was great.
Nice.
Like comparative wise, I feel like if we had did the same thing in like a Mexico City or Cabo or something like that, it would have been twice as much.
Oh wow, nice. Okay.
So great place. I got 2 restaurants on where we eating.
Did you eat any crickets?
Hell no, I'm not eating no crickets.
Why
I'm not a bug eating piece. I'm not. Me and bugs will get along in life. I'm not.
Did you see them? Did anybody try ants?
No.
Or crickets.
It was me, my wife, who's not touching a bug. My mother, who will not come near it, but she barely wants to be out on the beach dealing with the sun and sand. So she's not eating no bug. Then I got Monica, who skeeves at anything that isn't pink. And Anthony, who, as adventurous as he gets, is like a piece of shrimp.
That's a good crew.
It was good. It was fun. It was just enough people. It was going to be like twice as many people because I had her mom and her stepdad and her godmom and her husband. And it was going to be her cousin, Tam.
Yeah.
But once it went to like level 4 back in like the end of January, beginning of February, some people were feeling nervous. Some people didn't want to spend what it was costing to fly there because it was not cheap.
Right.
So people trickled off, but we had our solid travel group. God damn, it's funny as fuck. We are still laughing at her fucking birthday video joint.
Right, I'm telling you,
you another year young. We gonna smoke to it. We gonna drink to it. We gonna sip to it.
I listened to her talk all day.
You're the hottest thing going right now.
I just felt like
you're the best thing ever. Like it was so great.
I was like, oh my god,
it was so great.
It was really good.
Still quoting that joint. But yes, we already got her ass because we was like, you need to be on the next trip. Stop fucking playing.
Yeah.
So yes, but it was a good little solid group. It was just enough people to go out and dine with. Nice. We ate on the beach. We did this catamaran thing that took us to this like island that's like ducked off.
Oh, I love that.
And laid out on the beach there. We didn't snorkel. There was an option to snorkel, but none of us was getting our hair in the water like that, doing all that shit. I would have been all up in that bitch. We are the layout and tan and eat raw oysters that just got shucked by the chunky lady in the back. Like it was so good. The fresh oysters were everything. I love the water. I still love my hair getting wet. Like unless I'm about to immediately go wash my hair and all that. Yeah. Because it's the process after for me. Yeah. If I'm planning to dine out that night, I don't want to get my hair all salty and sandy.
Oh, you're going to get all of it. You're going to get it all. I've been in the water today. I've been in the sun today. I rinsed it out, but that's about all you got. That's it.
And then plus I was like, I already had washed my hair while I was there because for some reason my scalp was just not happy with my flight travels and just my experience travel. Like my scalp was just irritated by that time. I don't know if I was overexposed from having it braided or what. Yeah. Either way, I had to like do a good exfoliation of my scalp stuff while I was there, and I was weirded out because people just give you this huge like fear of Mexican water and like drinking it and all this shit and all that. Yeah. So I was like, oh my god, do I want to exfoliate my scalp right now and then have Mexican water in my hair? Oh my god, am I gonna waste that many bottles of water rinsing my hair? No. So it was just like it was a lot. So let me just not even. We have to wash my hair a second time. So that's why I avoided getting my hair like super wet or whatever. Sure. But we had a pool. We didn't use it this time.
Didn't use the pool?
We were so busy out and about. We didn't really have time. By the time we got back at night, it was too cold. And it wasn't a heated pool. Like in St. Martin, our pool was heated. And
nobody got up early to get it? Well, yeah, that makes sense.
See, early in the morning there, the sun wasn't directly on the pool because the wall has it blocked off. Yeah. Because we're in this private, like, apparently Nuevo Vallarta, which is where we stayed, is like a more wealthier kind of area or whatever. And we were in a residential area in our Airbnb. Okay. So the walls, first of all, had barbed wire at the top. So clearly they were adamant about blocking people from being able to access the space. So it was a cement wall, barbed wire, gorgeous place though. Yeah. So the renovations on it was beautiful, but they block off a lot in the back. So they wouldn't get direct sun until it's like peak hours in the middle of the day, which we're already out and about anyway. So there was some little scenarios where we were just like, what the fuck? We tried this one beach, which was like the ghetto beach. We know never to go back to that area.
Why was it ghetto?
Because, bitch, we had to walk through construction to get to the entrance of the beach, for starters. So there's like the cranes and shit over this fence that's separating us in the construction. It's this narrow place you walk through. I'm like, what the fuck? Then you gotta walk through all these fucking cobblestones and gravel and shit to get to the actual sand. Then the only people who could get access to the local beach.
It's a local beach. Yeah.
The only people who could get access to fucking chairs and umbrellas and shit was the people in the resort right there on the beach.
Oh, they did that to us in Aruba so much.
I fucking was so pissed. Yeah. Oh my god. And so that was irritating. The chairs that they were renting, you was like the one, like the cookout chairs you sit up in, like the plastic, like little cookout chairs. I'm like, nigga, I want to launch. I want to lay. I'm trying to tan. What you talking about? I'm trying to untie the back of my joint, lay down, let the back get the tan lines up off me. You know, like what is this? So then we try to get a little day pass or whatever.
I can see this. Oh, I can see
all this right now. So blown.
I know.
And then they want to charge 1,000 pesos for it. I was like, nah, my G. I'm not. This is not. Hard stop.
No pesos ain't got it.
I was like, I'm willing to pay even 2,000 pesos for me to get the chairs I want.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this for the chairs I don't. Like, I'm not. So then we try to get a day pass at this pool or whatever that was part of the resort. You can like get a day pass to like have access to their amenities and stuff like that. But because we were halfway through the day, they were like, had to play this dumbass waiting game. And like by the time we would have gotten them, if we were even able to get them, we would have only had like 2 hours left to really use them because the beach closes at 6. Very weird. So that was a fuck up. But then after that horrible experience, that was like real brief for real in the grand scheme of the day. But we were annoyed that we waste so much time trying to get to this beach because all I really wanted was the beach. And then they wasted our time like that at this fucking beach. So. But we actually wound up going to this place that's on my where we eating list called La Palapa, which is this beachside restaurant. And so we realized where the good beach was, which is in the romantic zone of Puerto Vallarta. If you Google it, you'll see it's a lot of information about it. It's where all the gays are, honey. It was so great.
I love that.
Oh, it was so great. Yeah. Because I knew going into it that Puerto Vallarta is very gay friendly.
Yeah.
We already got invited to this like all gay like trip to Puerto Vallarta for August.
Like conference?
Not even a conference, but definitely like a group trip. Like this group travel trip or whatever. They go every year.
Nice.
And so I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to make that work. I hope we do. But so we start riding into this particular area, which we learned was the romantic zone. All the cute gays was out, honey. Speedos just as sparkling. The tans was out there, honey. The abs was abbing.
Is this the area that Sarge is constantly going to? Okay.
Yes. When he finally, because I had texted him, he forgot to text me back.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, me and Luke were just talking about that too. I'm like, well, bitch, when he was busy talking about it, he would think, oh, let me respond. No. So when he liked one of my pics on Instagram, I'm quick to pull up on you virtually or otherwise.
Okay.
So I was like, well, I texted you. Did your number change? Because it went through, was delivered via iMessage. He was like, oh shit, man, look, we're just talking about that. And then he finally gives me his recommendations. I'm like, thank you. After I finally discovered the romantic zone.
Is he moving?
You tell me about the romantic
zone.
No, they just go often.
Okay, they just
love
need
it
to get
there.
a house.
Yeah, they loved it. They need to get a house.
Just get a house.
Hopefully y'all do. Go ahead and get a house, y'all.
I hope so.
And if y'all want to Airbnb it out, put me and Ron on the list.
Are they engaged?
Especially if you're giving the romantic zone.
Engaged, Johnny?
Huh?
Are they engaged?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, I feel like it's
if they are, they didn't announce it.
Okay.
So I always just call him his damn husband, just because I'm so used to them always being together. It's gotta be.
Shout out to Donald. Yes,
Ashley. Yes, congratulations, guys. Yes, I'll clap for y'all.
Okay,
I saw that on Instagram.
About time. I'm not gonna
so
lie.
are they married now or engaged?
Engaged.
Okay.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No,
now,
because her caption was the Browns. So I was like, did they get married? Did I miss the engagement part? I was like, damn, did I miss?
Let me do your drinks.
Yes, I'll do it too. Well, no, I want to be a guest, but invite me to the wedding.
I don't want to be a guest. I want to do the drinks.
I'm here for it.
Which just means I'm also invited, but I'd rather just like, because I know everybody's going to drink good.
Yes. No, that's facts though. At least I can make sure everyone has the drink experience they deserve. Yes, I need to invite to that wedding, y'all. Just throw that out there. I'm going to send you this clip. We're going to send it to you. We're going to tag you on Instagram so that you can't ignore it.
Okay, so beachside view. Beautiful gays.
Oh my god! So yes, it was great. It was so good. I'll talk more about the restaurant when we actually get to that part. But Mexico was fab. We literally ate and drank good the entire time, and went to the beach and had fucking Clase Azul and Don Julio 1942.
You do look darker than
and Don Julio
Don
Julio 70. Now my favorite Don Julio.
You never had it?
No, not until this trip. Yeah. Wasn't even paying attention.
It's delicious.
Don Julio's one of my favorites, just like as a standard to get behind the bar. Yes, exactly. I didn't know they had a Cristalino.
Oh yeah, Don Julio. I feel like Don Julio was like the first Cristalino.
See, I wasn't hip. I was not hip.
Probably not. Like
come across
Avion and Don Julio. I tasted their Cristalinos first,
and I didn't even know Avion had a Cristalino,
and it's good.
So now I know I need to explore through the
beautiful.
Cristalino. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm exploring all my Cristalinos now, child.
Because it just makes sense. Like, yeah, go ahead and age that shit and fucking filter
that color out.
So I can. It's still like I'm Blanco in it.
And it's like it's a psychological mindfuck for people who think they only want Blanco.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think I only want Blanco at this point.
I'm the opposite. I really prefer aged.
I'm okay. Like, I just think that I personally feel as though
it has to be good though.
I've had some
bad reposados,
and really good ones are expensive
as fuck. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So because it's like balancing the wood to agave is a very hard chore.
Art.
And
that's a
it's
skill
art.
set to itself.
So
That's a skill set to itself.
I be Blanco in it out.
So I agree with you on that front for sure. It has to be a really good one.
It has to be good.
But that's why tequila is like the most consumed and the least present on my bar. Because when I do spend the money on them,
I'm drinking
that shit.
Ooh, it's gone.
I drink that shit. I'm not saving it.
I still got my Dahlia, and I still got a little bit of whatever.
My Dahlia has been gone. I was like, damn. I
So.
tried to savor that shit. I tried, but I was like, I love it.
I have a little left.
Yeah, I kept the bottle though. But I'm about to see what I want to see what the wholesale price is looking like with some of this shit. Now I'm just gonna offer people. You want to put it on this case or what? Period.
Yes,
That's
is
what
the
I'm saying.
answer.
Easy.
Yep.
Call. So we drank a ton of Clase Azul and Don Julio basically the whole fucking trip.
Nice.
And it was just great. It was much needed. I told Ross she wasn't allowed to bring her laptop, so I forced her to not do a spreadsheet while she was there. All she could do was eat, drink, get fucked up.
When I was watching,
You live to make another spreadsheet that'll save somebody's life. You're literally my oldest. You're my oldest friend.
I literally rolled. I'm dead.
So between the spreadsheets and the Nancy Wilson playlist, you're my oldest friend.
Youngest friend. My oldest, youngest friend.
That shit was hilarious.
Oh my god.
Al called her his favorite senior citizen. The videos are great.
The videos are great.
Thank you to everyone.
Alexa. Play.
Alexa. 10. Time for the birthday bitch. Spill the wine. And I appreciate what you gave.
It was the Alexa. I was like, I cannot.
It was everybody's video was giving very much them.
Yes.
Shantae's was very much her. Fresh out of bed. Nails out to here. You are so bomb. You got to be a great wife. Mary's my best friend, so you gotta be.
That's it.
Hey, bruh.
That was it.
I could not have curated this any better.
It was great.
It was so
I cried a little bit.
She cried the first video. She saw her grandfather. She started crying. She's like, oh my God. I think it was like, how the fuck did you get them to do a video?
The happy birthday song from, I don't know who.
My grandmother.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Stevie Sal.
No, the other one that sang it. She's like,
her grandmother.
I don't have the singing voice, but.
Her grandmother.
I was like, take us to church.
Her whole heart, honey. I knew she was going to cry when her grandmother sang to herself. I wanted tears. I got them in the first 2 seconds. I was satisfied. Because I was stressed out trying to get that video downloaded while I was on that horrible Mexican Wi-Fi, child. I was stressed. To the point where I had to show her the video in Canva. Because it would not let me download it because of the fucking bandwidth. It took me so long. But she was so happy. And I was able to finally download it. And she can have it on her phone and always look at it whenever she's in the mood or whatever.
I love that.
She loved it. Good. So, all of my little surprises that I wanted actually turned out fine.
That's good.
And so that's what I care about. She enjoyed herself.
Yes. Did y'all do any shopping?
We didn't do any real shopping because we challenged ourselves and took our carry-on size suitcases like as our main suitcases.
Yeah.
Worked out pretty good.
Yeah, I also did carry on in Vegas. I was just like, this is it. I know I don't need more than this. I still took too many clothes.
I wound up taking just the right amount. I wore everything I packed.
Oh, nice.
Which almost never happens.
I did not. I had so much other because I was like, I'm gonna do this during the day, do this at night, do this during the day, do this at night.
Yeah,
but you're not.
During the day, I had on like bathing suits a lot of the time because I bought like 5 other bathing suits.
Nice.
So I had at least one bathing suit a day.
Yeah.
And so that kind of covered my daytime. Then I had dresses, I had cover-ups and shit. Like one of my cover-ups wound up being my nighttime outfit, which I loved. I'm gonna do that again.
Yeah.
So I wound up having just the right amount of stuff. I usually pack way too many shoes, not knowing what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
I had nothing but flip-flops and slides.
Yeah.
Called it a day.
Period.
And my little Gucci Crocs or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that was my travel shoes. And that was it.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have a ton of space to bring extra stuff back. I had bought some Monkey 47 gin at the duty free.
Nice.
And that was my only extra little thing to bring back. But yeah, so we didn't really do much shopping for real.
Yeah.
We did a lot of eating, drinking, lounging.
That's all that matters.
And just like having fun for real.
Yeah.
And a lot of meeting. We did one of them things where they offer you like, almost like they try to sell you a timeshare or something. And then they like offer you all these little perks to come and like have them try to sell you on buying into this like almost, it was essentially like a hotel membership or whatever. We did something similar with Marriott in New York, like right before the panty.
Yeah.
And essentially they offer you all these great accommodations, or like a massage, or free bottle of tequila, or like a breakfast or whatever. So the big one there was like, they take you to this Mexican breakfast, which, child, this great Mexican breakfast, and they show you around this resort or whatever. They offer you like a massage, whatever, complimentary and all this stuff. So for that, we're supposed to sit for like an hour and some change of like you trying to sell us on buying into this property, basically.
Yeah.
Try to sit on it being like 3-4 hours. Okay. For starters. And then the second you tell these bammers no, they are so upset with you.
Of course.
They think they're going to pound you with tequila shots and champagne, or you just going to throw your money away. Y'all have not met Rashida
It's like
Reed.
for free?
Yes. They weren't charging us for what they was serving us. Of course not. They giving us the bad shit. I can tell by drinking it. Y'all giving us the cheap shit.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I can taste the caramel in this.
But you got a massage for free?
30 minutes, yeah, good little massage. It was a good little 30-minute massage for free. I wasn't mad at it. We had to trek halfway down the beach to get it. But, no, it was fine. It was a massage. Everybody felt good and refreshed after and ready to go to find our next restaurant, honey.
I love it.
But the second we told them Bammers, no. After they were like, oh, we didn't get you drunk enough. First of all, they've never met Rashida before.
Yeah.
They met Miss Reed that day. Because as they're trying to sell us on all this stuff and everybody's asking certain questions or whatever, they try to bring you in by saying, oh, it's $550 a year. And I'm thinking, okay, $550 a year, that ain't bad. I pay a yearly something like that, under $1,000 yearly. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For something I can have access to all year round or whatever. For me, in my mind, that's not bad. But I'm like waiting for the catch or whatever. Right over here doing her Googles right here. While they steady talking, she looking at reviews. She's looking at, any information that's out there about it, whether or not it's a scam.
Yeah.
Like, by the time it's come time to, after the third, knockdown of the price, because it's the yearly price, but then they also want you to pay $11,000 down. Then they want you to pay off another, 18 or something like that monthly. And once that's paid up, then you're paying $550 a year. It's a baby girl.
What?
I was like, well, that's either Ross Tesla, or that's her Jeep Wrangler that she wants, or something else that she would probably find of much more value than this.
Right.
But on top of that, she had read reviews, a lot of reviews where they were getting 1 to 2 stars from the piss poor customer service, or really long, being put on wait lists to be able to book. After they paid all this money, now they're being put on the wait list to be able to book and stuff like that, and feeling like they got scammed or whatever, but now they're in this contract and all this stuff. When we were asking questions before that, they tried to make it oh yeah, we don't only block out dates where you have to book at least 60 days in advance. It's during the holidays, of course, but other than that, we make it a point to try to get you. If we can't book you here, then we book you at the Westin, or we book you at the Hilton, or whatever.
Scam.
So I'm not even opposed to staying at the Westin or the Hilton, because I love the Westin and the Hilton.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, oh, okay. I mean, that's not bad. At least they're putting you in, equal accommodations or better.
Right.
That was not what the reviews was given. So when they get the it starts with, they have a person that walks you around the property. Then that person sits you down with their salesperson.
Yeah.
If that person doesn't get you to sign, then they have that salesperson supervisor, who they then have come and try to talk to you further. So by the time they get to the supervisor guy, that guy's always an asshole. It was an asshole in New York. It was an asshole in Mexico. So that guy, that's where Rob brings up the reviews and stuff, because they try to be like, well, so what's turning you, what's making you want to say no?
I could just say no, bye, I'm leaving.
We can just say no, it's not for us. No, that's not within our budget. No,
why
it's not worth.
Why are you still keeping me here?
It's not the money.
I'm done.
They try to really bring you in with it, and they catch those personalities that are easily intimidated. They're like, oh, well, yeah, maybe, hon, yeah, why not?
I'm ready to go.
They prey on those personalities. None of us are that personality. None of us feel sad about saying no. So. Rod's like, well, I mean, if we really want to get into why I'm really not feeling inclined, I don't think it's worth it. It's because y'all reviews are really not great. People's experiences with y'all, with your final product, is not great. I was like, she was like, it's in the 1 and 2 star reviews. People are feeling like they got scammed. It's long wait times. That just doesn't appeal to us. That's not something I'm willing to sign on right now. He got so upset. And it's like, well, He tried to compare it to like BMW. Like, does BMW have all great reviews? There are going to be some people who aren't satisfied or who are upset and want to leave a bad review.
Why does it matter?
But that doesn't stop people from buying BMWs.
Yes.
She's like, yeah, okay, that's all fine and well, but this ain't a BMW. Like, and I'm not on the market for a BMW either, as a matter of fact. Like,
what?
So, bad comparison. This is what I have. This is my opinion about the final product. This is the people's opinion about the final product. We're not willing to sign on dotted line or something like that today. Thank you, though. He was upset. He was not feeling it. He was trying to like cut her off when she was talking. He like wrote something on the sheet, basically like writing us off or whatever. It was like, y'all have a great rest of your trip. We're like, we will. Thanks, bitch.
Period.
I mean, what the fuck?
Why are we going through this?
They were so, because they wanted to take our money. They were not
okay,
a fan.
but you already got all these other people's money. Let's talk about that.
The entire room is filled with people. I guarantee somebody else is signing that dotted line, Sweet Peach. Don't have to be us.
Hey.
The accommodations are beautiful, but not for the price of a mortgage. It's not. Bye. So, nah. Especially for us not to have all the access that we want and would need for people who travel regularly. Because I'm going back to Puerto Vallarta, but now I just got to figure out exactly the type of accommodations I want and where. So, they tried it, honey. But that was the only real hiccup. But we got out, we got that cheap ass tequila out of that we didn't open. We left it at the host at the Airbnb. And we got our massages that were nice. And that was really it for that. We went back home, took our showers, ate great.
Nice. And
that was it for that. But Mexico's great. I'll be back to Puerto Vallarta for sure. So far, my favorite spot in Mexico.
Love it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yes. So let's do our third sip.
Let's do it.
So third sip is Starlight, also single barrel, a cognac finished bourbon. This was selected by Bourbon Women's Society.
Nice. You could definitely smell it.
You can smell that cognac for sure. And the proof is also lower, 108.8 proof.
Definitely giving plums.
This one finds some fruit content. I wasn't getting fruit from the first two.
Yeah.
Definitely plum. Even the plum skins.
Right?
I still get raw cacao. Maybe not. If it's not raw cacao, then like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
It's not milk. It smells great, though.
Some kind of nuts there, maybe, too.
Is it hazelnut?
I'm always bad
It is nuttiness.
About which one it is.
But I feel like it's not almond. I feel like it might be hazelnut that I'm getting.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta lay my herbs out. I gotta lay my nuts out, pause. And like really smell. Woo!
These are all very dry. They're not juicy at all. Like
the tannins.
It just like dries me out, which gets it hard for me to taste.
Makes me feel like the char on these is like all within the 3-4 char range.
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like the more char there is, the drier it tends to be.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Cool.
More? Yeah, go ahead. Just whatever's left.
Whatever little baby bit was left was good. Let's see. Give it a swirl with the water.
Like a cinnamon toast crunch there.
Literally. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like some cereal, some cinnamon, a little bit of like, even with the milk, kind of like a...
Even with the milk.
Yeah.
As odd as that may sound, y'all. I mean, but y'all know, like, if you had cinnamon toast crunch, like that smell.
Yeah.
While it's in the milk.
Yeah.
It's that.
Yeah. So awesome.
It's good. The water helps. I get more dark chocolate.
I was about to say very dry chocolate.
I feel like I'm still getting some sort of citrus oil here. Like, not a ton, but it's like, if I were to try to like squeeze that oil right off the peel directly onto my tongue. The chocolate's pretty prevalent.
Maybe a little tobacco?
Yeah. It's like a smokiness,
like some,
smokiness on the finish.
Maybe some black tea.
Maybe that's where that dry, yes.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Something earthy, herbal.
earthy, herbal, and dry, which all
Ooh.
come from a tea leaf.
That just reminded me of why I used to get heartburn, though. I'm not gonna lie.
And that's whiskey the lower proof.
But it's just like, I can't believe I used to drink so much whiskey. Like, I used to go hard. I do not even touch that shit.
That comes with age.
Outside of the show, rum, tequila, gin. That's it.
I'm about to rack up on more tequilas. I know that much. I'm getting all my tequila.
On a vodka tip. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Besides that Bar Hill that I have, unless it's a dirty martini or like a really good vodka cocktail, it's just got to be done right. It's got to be handled right. I'm not gonna write off vodka.
What really got me into vodkas was when I went to a wedding of my friends and the wife is Russian, and so it was just like, is she Russian? She's some kind of like,
she's East European.
Yeah. I think Russian though.
That's like Russia, Ukraine.
Yes.
Like that whole.
They put all the vodka on the table and like wine coolers, kept them fucking cold as fuck. Mm-hmm. And we just going off all day. And I woke up the next day like, oh, such a great day outside. But I meant like we drank, I don't know how many bottles of fucking vodka. Flavored, like some that they macerated the day before, all this stuff. I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, they be keeping their vodka in the freezer.
Child, I'm telling you.
It's easy to do with a neutral spirit because you're not looking for flavor profiles for real.
I don't even know why I don't do that. I know when I went to my last trip to New Orleans, kept a bottle of tequila in the fridge. Like,
I like it. I like a tequila in the freezer.
Yeah,
I like a tequila in the freezer because it definitely, if I'm doing a shot of something, it's got to be cold.
Yes. Okay, y'all. So a couple things have happened. Oh, yes. Talk about it.
I'm gonna keep it real brief for my with it or not. We got one item on the list, child, and I just want to say fuck you, airlines, royally. With two middle fingers, because I think it's super fucked up.
Yeah.
The price gap between a flight in the main cabin of a plane versus a flight in first class or business class or whatever that class is, right? Why should the same flight that I looked at in the main cabin, the tickets were $350. The fucking first class per ticket was $3,500.
That's crazy.
Why is it such a major gap?
I don't understand. Like, at all.
I understand like $3,500, maybe $1,000.
Right.
But $3,500 per ticket? That's obscene to me. And it made me sad. Like not because I'll never be able to afford it. Because, I mean, the fuck, have you met my wife? Yes. We've met us, period. At some point, yes, that would be within our discretionary budget. Now is not the time for that because we want investment properties and shit. But, like, my G, I should not have to just have fucking $7,000 extra in my travel budget for the flights alone. Just to be comfortable. Just to have space. Like, that's so fucked up. And it brings me back down the fucking rabbit hole of, like, being disappointed in the capitalist nature, being disappointed in the separation of like wealth versus not having wealth, like that separation up, because all of that's was rooted in the separation of blacks and whites, really, because at one point in time only whites had wealth and blacks did not. And so it took me down that rabbit hole of like, this is just such a fucked up system, period, that breeds this type of price gouging and these type of vast differences in price just for you to be able to sit closer to the front of the fucking plane and have some leg room. Asinine to me, blows me, not with it, obviously, because I'm really beefing. But now it's like I just got to wait to see if the flight's going to be full to see if I can upgrade or see if I can call like a week or so beforehand or something, just figure out when I can upgrade to not have to pay that crazy ass price.
Right.
Like, it's just dumb, the hoops you got to jump through just to have the basic amenities like leg room.
Right.
I don't feel like that should be a commodity or a privilege to have space to stretch your fucking legs.
I mean, it's about putting as many people on
a plane as possible. But that's the fucked up part. That's what takes me back through the hamster wheel of capitalism and what's the basis of capitalism and
But like, it also gets into the fact of like what types of bodies to fit and things like that, right? Like these seats, not only are they not for larger people, they're not for tall people. Like
it's almost worth it for us to pay for a third ticket so that we don't share with anybody, as opposed to paying for first class just so that we both have space.
That's real.
It's almost worth it to just do that. Like, because then for 3 people, they're paying close to $1,000 or a little over $1,000 for 3 seats, as opposed to paying $7,000 for 2.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, but either way, they get you.
Either way they get you.
It shit blows me, and it's only like 3-4 major airlines that control all of the smaller ones and do all the things.
I just think that even through the pandemic, like being here with the COVID, like the fact that y'all still packing out planes doesn't make any sense to me. It makes no sense to me. It's still to this day, I'm like, wow. I had to fly Southwest because that's the best price tickets. I'm usually American girl. I'm American all the way.
See, American was where I had horrible. We flew American for this trip, and the experience was horrible.
Yeah.
They knocked me out of the seats I paid for.
What?
And then didn't accommodate me and making sure me and Rock could sit together after the fact.
No.
Bitch, I won't even waste y'all time on these airwaves with that story, but American Airlines fucked me, and they've got a big fuck you from me.
I've always had
me and Rock love Southwest.
I fucking hate Southwest. I hate the choosing. You get to choose whatever seat. I hate that stupid bullshit. Assign a fucking seat.
American lets you pick your seats too, though.
No, you get. I mean, before you get on a plane.
Before you go to plane.
Before you get on a plane, you get to choose. Southwest is.
Oh, it just depending on your group, you're picking where you sit and stuff like that.
Your group, you pick at that time.
At that time, yeah.
So if you get a last minute ticket,
we always get a group number.
Seat.
I was gonna say we always get a good group number because I put it in my calendar, bitch. 24 hours check in.
Yeah,
like I'm on it like that.
Dumb.
And so we always get a good
American,
group.
You choose when you buy your ticket. You choose where you're sitting.
Yeah.
And that's that, and it's done. And I sit here and no, that's not your seat. Look at my ticket. Boom, I'm the window bitch. Like it's like
I'm the window bitch.
Like like it's that. And like I don't know. I've always had a good time. They've never lost my bag. Southwest lost my bag multiple times.
Oh, so yeah, they haven't lost my bags, but they did leave Anthony's bag behind on the ride home.
Oh no, bitch. See,
it was.
The universe fixed and choose, child. I just know that I'm building my miles with American. I don't really like to try to fly anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do have my little account, so I have my miles and stuff that's building there, and then I also have an account with Southwest. My miles building there. When people book me on flights, I just make an account with that airline so I can clock those miles that I flew, whether I paid for it or not.
Yeah,
because I'm just clocking them all, and I'm about to just give me a credit card that gets me Sky Miles.
That's real.
I just need to get miles and
points
and points and miles.
Yet, but like it's I want to build miles. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to do it the credit card way because I'm bouncing around from fucking airline to airline at this point. Like if Blake puts me on a flight, it might be Delta. We're going to Oregon on Alaska. Like I've never flown with Alaska before, but I got an account with y'all now.
I should have made an account because I feel like that was what I did to Canada.
Yeah, I made an account ASAP. I was like, fuck it, I'm clocking these because let somebody else put me on a flight. I'm clocking them too. I'm clocking them all. Real. Give me the miles. I want the points.
I thought about that, but that's super.
I'm racking up on every airline because I'm not about to travel any less anytime soon.
I don't know how to use them, so I need to figure that out.
It's like basically it racks up like points, and then certain amount of points applied to flights or whatever.
Not flying enough, I guess. But
needless to say, I'm beefing over the gap.
Right.
In pricing. I think it's fucked up.
That's
just
fucked up.
What's on my spirit.
Let's get into taste number 5.
Yes, let's get into taste number 4.
And I think I'm just going to do one of the next topics and we'll do another one.
Okay.
Next week.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a good, because that could be a good topic to have with our guest who we'll hopefully have next weekend, y'all. We're going to get more guests booked. So even though, what's wrong with looking at just us two, but... yes, we're gonna get more guests in here. So,
all right, what do we
so got? Number 4, I'm excited about this one. So I looked up what Tokaji is. It is a sweet wine from Hungary. Tokaji is a traditional sweet wine from northern Hungary. It is made exclusively from various, mostly local white wine grapes.
Yeah,
this is done by using botrytized grapes. I don't know what the fuck that means, which are usually harvested late in the season. Botrytized.
Botrytized.
Botry. Botry. Tised. Ties.
Does that sound like...
That is interesting. So the Starlight that we're, just to bring all up to speed, the Starlight that we're tasting now is a Tokaji barrel finished bourbon. So the barrels that were used to age this Tokaji wine based out of Hungary were used to finish this bourbon picked by Fred Minnick.
Nice.
This is giving a 4.5 years, so I'm going to assume the 6 months of that 4.5 was time spent in that Tokaji barrel. Mm-hmm. We are back to 114.4 proof.
Okay. It smells delicious.
It does.
Very bright.
I get berries in this.
Ooh, what kind?
Like blueberry skins.
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting something like bright champagne-y for me.
Yeah, maybe that's the white wine grapes.
Yeah.
I could see that, though. like a champagne grape.
Yeah.
So now I want to know what a Tokaji wine
I'm
smells
getting
like.
lime here. Lime skin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Smells really nice. Very refreshing.
It's refreshing. It's not like super dark and like rich with the coffees and the chocolates and all that.
Yeah. Oh, it smells really awesome.
That's good.
I'm getting berry there.
Yep.
For me, it started a little raspberry, strawberry.
That tartness.
Went into chocolate, ending with like leather tobacco.
Yeah. And it goes through those phases really quickly, actually.
Yeah, that's why I had to say it as soon as it was. Once again, y'all, when you're tasting, say everything that comes to mind.
Say it comes to your mind as it's happening,
because sometimes it doesn't come. Like for the one before this, I just feel like nothing came to me, and for this, I was like, oh, I need to. Everything's happening. Name it.
No Sade, but
it's the shit.
The tastes, the barrels that I've been tasting picked by Bourbon Women's Society, not the greatest. Not the greatest picks I've come across. I've come across a lot of picks, y'all. Not my faves. The Starlight is great.
That was nice.
Their new riff, I was like, okay. I mean, they had better new riff.
Yeah. Who's doing the choosing and how do you get to be the chooser?
I mean, I feel like it's like probably like I know one woman who I'm on the Ascot Council with. I think her name's Peggy. She's like one of the founders, if I'm not mistaken. I think her and like some other like founders, some people like really up there on the older side, are doing the picks. I mean,
that's what it is.
If you founded something, you had to be right. So they're doing the picks. I don't think it's a collective amongst the whole society, obviously, because it's national. But yeah, their picks. I mean, they might want to enlist some of their younger members to probably start. Yeah, very like quintessential, what's to be expected. Not really looking for that wow factor in the barrel.
Right.
So that has just been my experience across the distilleries that we've distributed for them so far. Right. Their picks have not been the fave amongst whatever's been released next to them.
I mean, if you see you're seeing data too, so it's not. Like
and they sell the slowest.
Shade, it's fucking.
They sell the slowest.
That's what's happening.
Like I think this one being a Starlight pick particularly helped them, and I think the Cognac finish helped them. Because once we put it up there for sale, it went. But they also try to I'll tell you that offline. They try to control a lot. But okay. But this Tokaji joint is delish.
This is really tasty.
Oh my god.
Ooh, just smelling it now. Caramel.
I get caramel on the palate too. Yeah, that caramel is prevalent on the nose now as it sits a little bit.
Grape happening.
The white grape presence is actually really like in a fun way, very present. I love that though. Just like so I got some special bottles pulled for our travel, the guests we're traveling for. I got some Blue Runs approved. Oh. So I'm excited. I'm pulling out the single barrel.
With us?
Yes, I'm pulling out the Blue Run single barrels for that one.
That's so we'll nice.
Taste the
all the colors.
Yes. I didn't get all of them, but I got at least 4. I got at least 4 from that latest release, and then I'm gonna pull at least 1, maybe 2 of my single barrels.
We're going to Portland.
Yes, we're going to Portland, y'all. I'm pulling at least 2 single barrels from the previous year release of single barrels that they did. So that'll be a good little special one.
That'll be our welcome and like late nights.
Yeah,
tastings.
Can't wait for this trip though. I'm kind of excited to go to Richmond. I haven't been back to my old school in a minute. My alma mater.
Yeah.
I've been back there in a minute.
We start talking for real.
I know.
I was thinking we could do some thrifting out there too for some glasses.
Oh, I'm here for it. Really you already know I'm here for it. Ooh, that's a great idea, actually. Yeah, that's a great idea. I haven't been antiquing down there in a minute, and I still gotta take you to my spot in Maryland. But I digress.
Anyways, right. So this really tastes like do another taste.
So I'm gonna let you lead us too.
So
let me click on this link while you're talking. I'm gonna open it up.
As I was in an Uber. Of course, I really love when the Ubers have on like talk radio, news radio. It helps me to kind of help me know what's going on.
Yeah, to catch up and stuff. I appreciate Ubers and taxis for that.
Yeah, I should do it myself. I don't. But so they were talking about the Crown Act. Y'all, the Crown Act is literally an act in law about make sure that people don't get discriminated for their hair. Like, we have to make a law is trying to be passed for this. Supposedly it's actually been in the works for a long time.
I've been hearing about the Crown Act for quite a bit.
I just think that
just being tossed around in conversation.
I'm just so confused about why it has taken. Why do we even have to be in this point in this world? But I would like to play this clip. Hopefully it's loud enough. Maybe I should do it on my phone.
Yeah, do it on your phone so that you can kind of keep it close to the microphone. But here's the thing about it, though. It's a bittersweet thing because at the end of the day, the reality exists that millions of people are being discriminated against and not hired for a job solely based on whether or not that person responsible for hiring likes your hair. Yeah. It's about whether or not they like it.
Yeah.
It's not about whether it's actually offensive or inappropriate or whatever. It's about whether or not they like it and are offended or not by it.
Right.
And so while it's stupid as fuck that there has to be an act put in place to address it, proud. I'm happy that there's somebody advocating for that to be illegal to do.
Exactly. I'm very proud of this, and it what really got to me.
And I love that it's called the Crown Act. Because stop fucking with our fucking crown.
Oh my God. So my mom was using this too. I didn't even know. But like people are now doing it like, oh yeah, girl, I had to get my crown right. I was like,
I love that. I love that it's just in conversation.
My mom is using it. And like, honestly, just seeing my mom grow within her Black womanness has been a very beautiful journey. I have to actually call her and talk to her about this. And she watches the show. My dad watches the show too. But
yeah, no, your mom is like, makes it clear that she watches the show. And I appreciate thanks, Lorraine.
Yes. I think it's so beautiful because it's like, and she knows this, growing up, it was like, so many Black people. She didn't want me to go to HBCU and these different things and these different parts, you know, from what she had to go through. So like seeing her really embrace being a Black woman recently, not even like in the past like 2-3 years, really, that I've been noticing at least. It's been so awesome and like kind of brings me to tears because it's just been beautiful. So like seeing her use the lingo, especially I think also being in Atlanta, like you just can't deny
you cannot deny Black excellence in Atlanta. Like if you live in Atlanta and not proud to be Black.
You're something you
can't avoid a place because there's too many Black people. Right. Everybody's Black.
And she's from fucking, we were in Indiana and shit like that. She went to school in fucking, Indiana. So it's like
very different.
No, she went to school. She went to school in Indiana. We was in Illinois. But yeah. So, but yes. But what I wanted to say was that I think that this is so crazy because we're literally going to be those people. Like we're still seeing this type of history be made. And I think for me, it's like we are progressing so slowly.
So slowly. Like, it's mind-boggling.
We're not going to talk about the Ketanji Brown,
We're going to talk about that next episode because of time's sake.
Right, but just bring up a little bit of a thing. She was being questioned by one of the Senate council members, and this one white woman said, literally, her sentence said, "What do you feel about the dangers of progressive education that's threatening our schools?" I.e.,
first of all,
which I also want to bring up,
I'm not going to interrupt you.
The whole thing about, talking about racism, talking about trans and sexual identity and those things.
The fact that they frame this as a danger,
that's what,
and they don't look at ignorance of the world around you as the actual danger, is what completely sends my mind into the fucking air fryer. I am so confused.
Literally.
So confused.
And I have to fucking remember that the space that I live in and constantly fill myself with
is not the reality of other people. It's not the reality of other people.
When you're trying to control the majority and keep people conforming and literally being complacent, you say words like the danger of progressive education.
Thank God for shit like the internet and social media and being able to find your tribe and being able to find where what resonates with you, because those type of people come from that old school, like the media the news media controls the zeitgeist and all that type of shit, whereas now social media controls the zeitgeist. Yeah. Thank God for Black Twitter and other Black concentrated platforms where we challenge that type of shit on a moment by moment basis. Because if we didn't have that, so many people would still be conditioned to think that the rest of the world thinks like these fucking old antiquated ass,
oh my god,
fucking droopy in the face, Snoopy droopy
the bitch
looking ass
dumb too.
white folks.
Ooh,
like,
Lord.
No,
motherfuckers don't even graduate fucking college and still making laws and shit.
So here's the video, y'all.
Here's the video with the Crown Act.
Yeah, regarding the Crown Act.
Oh, sorry.
You already know. Anytime you play a video on a news,
I be forgetting the damn.
You know, advertisements are real, y'all.
Or just get into the video. They do not need to make a show about the Tiger Queen and Tiger King niggas.
I'm gonna watch it though. I'm not gonna hold.
Joe and Carol. Why?
I love watching white people be ignorant towards each other.
It's dumb.
Big deal to a lot of people, and it's.
This is a minute long.
It's not going unnoticed. The significance of this moment on the Hill.
That's right, Hallie. Supporters of this bill are saying that for decades, African Americans have been discriminated against for the style of their hair, the texture of their hair, and they've had to conform to what they call white beauty standards for jobs, for educational opportunities, having to wear
I'm gonna
wigs or
reserve my
chemically
comments
treat
for
and
when
damage
she's
their
done
hair.
talking.
And this really struck a chord with lawmakers on the House floor today, who some got emotional talking about their personal experiences. Listen to what Congresswoman Cori Bush had to say.
As a Black woman who loves my braids, I know what it's like to feel isolated because of how I wear my hair. This is the last time we say no more to Black people being demeaned and discriminated against for the same hairstyles that corporations profit from.
And Congresswoman Gwen Moore said she recalled an experience for applying for a job opportunity. She said someone had told a previous employer that she was, quote, an embarrassment because of the way she wore her hair. Another Congresswoman, Bonnie Watson, who was the Congresswoman who actually introduced this bill, talked about her personal experiences, and she said it's just simple. Discrimination against Blacks based on their hair texture, their hairstyles, is discrimination against Blacks in general. She said that is why she's pushing for this bill to pass.
Period.
And that's one period. First of all,
but can I?
It's the fact that these reporters were acting like this was some new issue. Oh, and people were just so touched all of a sudden about it. Like,
or to keep us, or let's rise this to the surface so that we can keep us distracted from something else that's probably we need to be paying attention to.
Exactly.
Anyways, because this should have just been passed. Why this also struck a chord with me is because this young woman here, let me go back, especially for news anchors, these Black women that have been forced, I mean, we all have, but like being on TV and trying to get into that space. This one woman said, this is my first time wearing box braids on television, and she was so excited. But
be back. Something's different. Really? I don't
yeah, she was so happy to flick her braids back and forth, y'all.
I mean, here. Okay? I'm so glad you braided back. Made it back.
That's not funny.
I didn't notice anything, though.
Well, thank you.
But I mean, she's
an
still
old
gonna have to
gray-haired white guy making the joke, which made it a very unworthy joke.
They're still gonna have to go through that. But to be finally okay, now I can walk on set.
On set with my braids, and not just on vacation.
Or the news ladies that I've saw, they're like, my first time wearing my fro, or like. It makes me sad and happy, but it makes me so sad that you have felt the need to constantly, you have to put the heat on your hair. You have to do this. And when you finally get that moment of just wearing your fucking, literally what
your hair naturally grows out of your scalp.
And it's like an accomplishment. I just like it's confusing and proud and confusing for me.
It's confused. It's a confusing space for me. Not confusing, but in terms of the mix of emotions for me too. Just because my hair's been locked since I've been 7. Yeah, I don't have a choice in my hair, but like there is no option of me cutting it, me covering it, me doing none of that. Like I've been blessed to be able to walk around saying you don't have a choice. Here I am. Take it or fuck off. Not everyone feels like, everybody has that choice. Not everybody feels like they do. Especially if you're passionate about an industry that has historically rejected you. Based on the things that are natural to you.
Yes.
So I've just personally rejected those spaces for the most part, aside from like playing lacrosse, which is like the whitest sport ever. But outside of that realm of life, I've pretty much rejected anything that has rejected me for being authentically me.
But this is also happening in schools, right?
Oh, yeah.
So,
Girl, little black girls getting their fucking braids cut out of their hair.
And aren't able to go to prom because of their hair. Aren't able to play games unless they cut their hair.
Would.
Can't put the helmet
play
on.
certain sports. When you cut your hair for shit like
Olympics,
baseball. For shit
in the
like
Olympics for the swim cap. The army. I've seen videos, literal videos.
I don't have to fight for this country. Please reject me because of my hair. Thank you. Don't draft me. Don't.
Videos of women showing how to maneuver your locks to fit under your hat so that you pass the standard. Bitch, it's my motherfucking hair. I'm shooting and killing and working for this shit. Does my hair.
What grows out of my scalp makes no difference on how qualified I am to execute the required tasks of whatever it is you are advertising.
Which is going to get my hair fucked up anyway, so it doesn't matter.
What do you care the size of my swim cap as long as I can fucking swim? What do you care? What? It's the need to control things down to the most minute, nuanced detail, just to isolate and exclude a particular group of individuals.
Conformity. It's about conformity.
I'm not conforming to that Anglo shit. I'm not.
And I was listening to the radio, and they was like, it's the reason. It's about conformity, right? Like, I feel like there are people in the works that just feels like they always have to have a wrangle on every, like you said, the minute things, or it just feels like they're no
because
longer,
the goal is still
revolution is going to happen.
That colonization mentality is still those people who have say so right now, who haven't died off yet, who are still trying to wrangle it in to get as close to Eurocentric views, thoughts, aesthetics as possible. It's all coming from this need to get as close to European as possible.
And white supremacy, period.
Which starts, because I just think of it as like, also like going to like a Jamaica or going to like certain South Africa. All of the influence where they are more averse to the natural kinkiness of their afros, or to the native garb, stuff like that. They're more inclined to do the Gucci's and the Pradas and the things like that. Right. That tend to be more prevalent in places that were very colonized. Yeah. And so those mentalities tend to still exist, where they're, still doing the white creams and stuff like that, whitening creams and all that stuff. That's more prevalent in like a South Africa versus like a Ghana. Right. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's that colonization shit. Yeah. There's some white people coming into your space telling you what you've got going on here is not good enough.
Because it's not us.
You need to look, think, be like this. Or you're counted as other, which is considered by their definition to be ungodly and unacceptable, and their way of making you feel like you aren't correct in your authenticity is to make it feel like you're further from godliness. Whereas to have that mentality at all couldn't be any further from godlike behavior.
It was luck, period. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh, that's period. But the thing about it is,
white supremacy was luck, and y'all still riding on it, and I'm ready for it to go.
It's not even luck. It was brute force, and it was unexpected, and it was unprepared for.
Oh, yes.
And so everything has been a reaction to what's taking place. But here's what allows me to sleep at night. The fact that karma exists, and I don't have to worry about being karma. Karma exists. It doesn't matter if we see it immediately. It doesn't matter if we see it a decade from now. There's some shit we're not going to see the retroactive effects of up until a century from now. My grandkids are going to be the ones that reap the benefits of that bullshit that they tried 400 plus years ago.
And I feel like they still going to be, our grandchildren are still going to be like, oh, look, now we can finally. I'm just like, Jesus, thinking about that thought.
Yes, when I'm old and approaching 122, because that's my goal age. When I'm old, approaching 122, I'm going to be like, oh my God.
Still doing this.
We still talk about this one.
We still doing this shit.
We still on all this progress, and we still got to talk about this. There are going to be those moments, but just like our grandparents have those moments, but our grandparents and great grandparents also have those moments of like, I didn't think I'd honestly be allowed to see all this. So
that's true.
I mean,
that's true.
Progress is progress.
Progress is progress.
I mean, at first I literally had to sit in the back of the bus or die.
Right.
So the fact that there is a president, whether he's half black or fully black, the fact that he got melanated skin and his wife black as fuck, I'll take it. He did 2 terms. I'll take it. We got a black woman, whether she really doing anything or not, as the vice president.
I don't really know what's happening, but yes.
Imagery wise, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Doing? Like, they're just happy to see it. She missed the Women's Month speech.
Bitch, what is she doing? Anyway, we'll talk about that.
That's another topic for another episode.
What you doing, girl?
Common love. We don't get into you right now, but we gonna get into you, bitch. We gonna get into. Sorry, I'm not gonna call you bitch. No, Sweets. We gonna get into you, Sweets. Madam Vice Sweets. We gonna get into you because there's some things to get into as a black woman who voted for you. It is very disappointed that my vote has gotten me nowhere.
I mean, the whole thing. I mean, we're still in the rather.
We're still in this either or balance, and it's like, okay, I'm not happy. I mean, I'm happy with what I chose versus what it would have been, but at the same time, you're so quiet that it's like, what the fuck was the point? So
then also, it's like, was presidency always this quiet? I just didn't think about it.
No,
they quiet as fuck.
They're extra. Joe and Kamala are very quiet.
What the fuck?
And it's scary. It's scary for me. Because what the media is loud about versus what we're not hearing about is what concerns me.
I know y'all doing shit.
Like, you thinking this Crown Act thing getting halfway past is supposed to get me super excited. Like, that's probably one of the contributing factors to why I always felt that I got to be a fucking boss. Because what you're not about to tell me is that me just being myself goes against some sort of rules you got going on for your company culture. Like, this just nah. It's just nah. I will take all of the bullshit that comes with bosshood just to be able to have my say in how I carry myself, have my say in what I put in my body, have my say in how I do my hair, all of that, and to not have to put those type of aggressions, micro, macro, whatever they be, on my staff. Like, my staff is black as fuck. Literally. And I wouldn't be comfortable any other way.
I'm like, I want to own a bar, and I'm like, I've been thinking about this. I'm like, how do I say I only want?
You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it.
Just be like,
you create the culture you want, and the people who are attracted to it will be attracted to it. Period. It's all in how you set up your culture.
You heard it here first.
Mm-hmm. Hey, no apologies on this side. What's my shirt say? Always black, never sorry.
Okay, period.
What's my hat say? Nappy, black as fuck, since whatever year. So, I'm very black today. So excited for what I have on.
Oh, I'm telling you, my joy lives in black, and it lives in black women.
Mm-hmm.
Deeply.
It lives in black.
Deeply.
That's all I'm saying.
So, it's there's nothing that can take that away. It will never, like, you will never find joy anywhere more genuine, real ass, giving it to you straight joy than within black women.
Absolutely.
Period.
Abso-fucking-lutely. And an amen to that one. That's a clink clink.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead. Which one we want to clink? A rum?
Let's clink our rum.
Let's clink our rum today. Because
yes, first go round.
I don't know about our clinks.
Wait,
we need to clip our clinks together.
Bitch, I have all the clips.
Clink. Should we make a sound?
I save every clink that I find as I'm going through the tastings. I save them as clips. I'm just saving them for when I update our intro video. Our intro video might be like another 5 seconds or so longer.
So
I'm just letting y'all know. I'm not saying it in a bad way. This rum is delicious. Yeah. So that rum, that distillery she was talking about with the great experiences in Vegas.
Lost Spirits Distillery.
That was the bottle she slowly removed from the table for those who are watching on YouTube.
So delicious.
It is delicious. Please make a daiquiri with it because that's what I want. And I'm requesting ahead of time. Wink, wink. Thank you.
Okay, right. I'll get you in contact with Alex.
Okay, so let's do our fourth sip. Then we'll talk about where we're eating.
We're on fifth.
Fifth. Right? Yes, fifth sip. So this is probably my, by default, favorite just because it's the most interesting to me of the lineup.
Okay.
This is a Starlight barrel, selected by Seelbach, finished so it's a blend of a 4.5-year and 6-year bourbon.
Okay.
4.5 year, 3-grain mash bill, 60% corn, 20% rye, 20% barley.
Okay.
Mixed with a 4-grain mash bill, 51% corn, 20% rye, 20% malted barley, 9% wheat.
Wow. Okay.
So, Though that blend was then finished for 6 months in a Brazilian Amburana barrel.
Oh, yes. Okay.
So 112 proof. It is literally like they called this the cigar batch.
Shut the fuck up, because it smells
This
like a
is
cigar.
released as the cigar batch because it's just immediately on the nose, y'all. There's no mistaking. You got a good. I ain't gonna call it a Cuban because I don't know my cigars that well, but I puffed a cigar
like
too throughout my
that
day.
Cuban leaf, I get it, like that tobacco leaf that is wrapped.
Yes,
it's giving that. It has that greenness to it.
God, it just smells so good. I sat and smelled this for so long before I bothered to taste it when it came
giving
in.
You
like
still like kind of like a maple, some cinnamon,
say,
a little bit
really
of yeasty,
sweet
a little
too.
like bready.
Yes, bread, maple, burnt
banana.
sugar, banana for sure.
Banana nut.
Extra ripe banana nut, almost like a banana nut bread, maybe banana nut muffin. But all wrapped in this beautiful cigar smoke.
Maybe even like a little bit of fig here, a little bit of prune going.
That really ripe, like deep kind of red fruit, almost like not raisiny, but yeah, like you said, date prune type. It's so much happening in this barrel that I've been savoring.
Wow,
I've been savoring it. It got to that level, and I stopped pouring it.
Well, I
didn't even get halfway through the bottle because I was like, "Fuck that! I have to be able to like keep this." I've never smelled or tasted anything like it.
Oh, now it's getting very grassy here. Wow.
It gives terroir. It gives fruit. It gives sweeteners. On the palate, it's literally like I pulled a cigar in because it gives dry. It gives smoke. It gives and then it gives underripe banana peel, like that green peel, child. That green peel.
Yes. Oh, there's so much.
This is a sip.
Tobacco, dark chocolate on the finish.
Yep. Dark
Still
chocolate's
has a little
definitely
bit
there.
of that cinnamon, nutmeg, a little bit on the front.
Yes, baking spices for sure. It's almost like if you had sat like your dessert too close to a lit
Bread
cigar
pudding.
and let the smoke just mingle with
Caramel.
that dessert. That's what's happening.
Wow. Okay. Hands down, probably my favorite now.
Oh, girl, yes.
This is my favorite, and then also
The Tokaji. The Tokaji and the Amburana. For sure.
Tokaji was Fred Minix.
Yep.
Yep.
Fred does a good pick. I see you, Fred.
This is
I see why people trust your palate.
going. I want
It's a
bread
journey.
pudding with this.
It's a journey.
So
That would
bad.
be so good. A nice sweet bread.
I want this, and I don't want to like I want to drink it, but I also want to put it in the sauce. I want this in a caramel.
Ooh, yes. That sounds fab. I'm hungry. I
I'm
didn't eat
hungry as
yesterday.
fuck. Me neither. I'm hungry too. I'm about to eat.
I had a little bite of green, I had a little sip of green drink, and that was it.
What you want to eat? I don't really get no. It's I come back from vacation, so I don't really get nothing going on in the damn fridge.
You want to do like ramen and dumplings?
Yeah. Do you want to go?
Yes.
Okay.
I know you plan to clean and stuff.
I know, right?
I'm thinking about like, damn, I hate when I haven't seen when I have plans to do something productive, and then I'm like, do I want to go out? Yes, I do.
know, I'm so hungry.
But I also don't want to order the ramen. I want it to come hot and like ready to serve.
I'm ready to go. Yeah, I agree. Let's do it.
Is Chaplin's open? I haven't been to Chaplin's in a minute.
They are open. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I was gonna say, give me a better spot. You got a better spot. Don't let me.
I like baseball. It's down.
I've never
in,
been. Let's go there. Fine.
I don't know what
Where
it
is
looks like
at, though?
inside. It's down.
What's
in,
the
like,
parking
Navy.
lot? Okay, I was gonna say, what's the parking like?
Probably. Oh,
I could Uber from here though. I don't mind
we can
Ubering
also
from
Uber,
here.
too.
Or taking a lift because right now Uber is just not.
Sorry, y'all, but yes. So, where you eating?
Sorry, we do that in the middle of our damn taste. I try to, especially since I'm saving these clips to post. My bad. Y'all know how we get down. But needless to say,
Deliciousness.
This Amburana barrel is an easy call.
Motherfucking
Cheers
point.
to you, Blake, for picking this.
It's on point. I love
Next time,
it.
take me to Starlight. Stop playing. We're also working on, as a little catch up for y'all, I recently talked to Blake about working on what our distillery trip would be for the prize for Chocolate Best.
Cool.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
that is that talk is in the works.
Love it.
So yes,
My
where are
dad's
we
back our
eating?
pants.
In
It's
Mexico,
cute.
apparently.
Yes.
at La Palapa, which I already pretty much talked about.
Yeah.
Great prices for the Azul in the 1942.
Love it.
Compared to here, especially. That's all we drank. We was drinking what they considered top shelf margaritas or whatever, topped off with 1942. It was so great. Throwing back shots of Clase Azul, which was such a good time. Throwing back shots at Don Julio 70. Food was epic. Everything we had was delicious. The tuna tartare at every place that we tried it, because we tried it at 3 different spots. All were different but good.
Wow.
We did salmon at multiple spots, all good. We did lobster, so good. Did oysters by the beach and at a restaurant, both yum.
That sounds amazing.
So definitely will just always go out to eat in Puerto Vallarta, pretty much.
I love it.
And then we, like I said, we had cooked that morning up just to make sure we didn't fully waste everything we had already spent money on.
Yeah.
Had some Mexican salmon and eggs, chow, with some leftovers from all the food we accumulated over the week. It was so great. It was just a smorgasbord of all the good shit. And another one that was also beachside that I think is just worth an honorable mention was this restaurant called El Dorado, where you could kind of sit under what is the restaurant basically, but it's still open to the beach, and so you get the beach view and all of that. So that was great. We enjoyed our time there too. I mean, there was so many great spots. At Banana Bar, which is just a great bar spot with good food.
Yeah.
There was one barbecue place where, like, instead of bringing you out bread, they bring you out barbecue beef ribs. Oh, as like your palate wetter, I guess. Like it was.
You taste.
No, so I don't. Rod doesn't. My mom does, and Anthony did.
Okay.
So they enjoyed them, and they said they were really good.
Okay, awesome.
So
I was like,
they would have been wasted if the whole crew didn't eat beef, but at least 2 people at the table did. So they did get to enjoy them. Food was epic. The chicken burger, the shrimp burgers, like
some of the best barbecue I've ever had was in Puerto Rico. So really, I definitely hear.
I believe it.
Yeah,
I believe it. They got when you first walk into the restaurant, like it's like this open front, but there's like all of the smoking and the barbecuing and stuff at the front, so you smell that when you first walk in. I will always be an appreciator of barbecue.
Sorry, that just reminded me of something. When we was in Vegas, we wanted to go to this pop-up, and we got to, it was at a barbecue place, and I was so motherfucking excited. We get there, all the meat was sold out.
How does that happen?
So you just smelling all this goodness around you, and we couldn't eat goddamn
even indulge.
I was so pissed. Oh
my God. Do you have banana liqueur? You do. You don't?
Oh, that's
that Jafar. Is that banana?
Apricot.
We'll answer that off.
Oh, but yeah, so yeah.
But I was thinking about a cocktail in my head. But yes.
But I went to Herbs and Rye in Vegas. That's probably going to still be my staple no matter what. When I go to Vegas, go to Herbs and Rye. They have late night food all the way. Like they stay open till about 4 or 4 or 5. And it's just great service, great team. The food's Italian, so it's hearty, it's delicious. Some of the best beef tartare I've ever had in my life. I personally am a big fan of their linguine and clams pasta, like the garlic and the butter and the just like it's just deliciousness. You
can have me with the plate of pasta.
It was just everything on the table was beautiful. We ate like the big black mafia of the motherfucking industry, bitch. Like it was.
Yes, I love moments like that.
It was so fun.
I live for it. Entourage me.
But like, listen, okay,
it's the big group for me. I love how deep we was rolling at Tales of the Cocktail. I live for how deep it was rolling.
And I want to be like that everywhere. So it's just about like hitting up, like where you at?
Make sure you connect with people. Make sure you connect with your people. Yeah, for sure.
There definitely are times where I was like, I'm about to go be by myself, but I was like, also like, let me just go.
No, but moments to self are important too.
I like to explore.
The only thing, the major thing.
Frank went to Frankie's Tiki Room because he needed to go because it was after his name.
Yes.
We're there and a white man walks in, or not, was already there. He walks up to us. He goes, and he stops us. He goes, I'm drunk. And we're like, okay.
Disclaimer. Okay.
All right. And he goes, black people. You just don't see them in tiki bars.
Since when? What tiki bars are you going to? Sweet Peach?
I literally, I'm like, black people, my face does this. Then you just don't see them in tiki bars, I go. And I just turned the fuck back to the bar, and Frank handled everything else beautifully.
He knows how to handle. He's got the temperament and the personality for that.
He really we were honestly, we were praising black men for Frank. Everywhere he walked, we were just like, Frank, honestly, seriously, stop it. He hit the sun one day, and me and Roby really fell out. Like, we was like, bitch, do you see this black man hitting this damn sun? It was like,
that's how he was getting y'all. I was ready to love,
this
honey.
motherfucking, it was this, like rust colored suit he had on.
Ooh, yeah.
But like it was thin. It was just like, wow.
It's giving African lineage.
Period. Literally,
as simple as that. Easiest way to describe it.
I was like, do you even know where this came from? And like
exactly
went through the whole thing. But the white man ended up buying us drinks because I think he kind of like thought to himself like, what the fuck did I just do and why?
Yeah, let me.
But we had him flabbergasted walking into that.
Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet.
For you to say that, it must have been like, wow, there's a giraffe. We're sighting. Like, it was like, what? Bitch. Fuck out of here. Anyway, so to end the show with, bitch, we frequent everywhere.
And we start just about everything, so.
Get the fuck out of here. Period. And have a great day.
Tiki culture started with melanated people. Tiki culture started with melanated people. And I repeat, tiki culture started with melanated people.
We want you to like, we want you to comment, we want you to respond, subscribe, and understand that we started everything.
Subscribe and understand we started everything.
Period. Not just
at the same time.
All through this, you
in
just
that
get
whole
order.
order.
My nails hitting the mic. I'm the second. I'm sorry, y'all. I love y'all. Peace out. If you sipping with us, cheers to you. And
yes, clank clank to our favorite with the Ambarana. Twice in a row, bitch. Clank clank clank. In this bitch. And it's so Palate.